Oof, I am too lazy to edit my own audio. I'm going to talk a little bit about all these gizmos and gadgets because I have had a nightmare with the dialogue on this channel, and people have roasted me for it fairly, with complete fairness. Before we dive into this, because this is just a fun little me being hacky, a little bit cheap, a little bit, I need to just MacGyver something together which works, that fits my workflow. Before we get into any of that, I want to invite you to subscribe to the newsletter, because the best newsletter for working audio pros, there's a link in the description, and I'm going to be releasing Studio Flow soon, which is the ultimate toolkit for email, invoicing, and getting paid. It's got all my email templates, it's got a mix agreement, it's got all my payment protocols, and I detail it through in a masterclass to help people with their businesses. It's something simple, it's actionable, it's quick, so make sure you subscribe to the newsletter. Link in the description. Now let's get into this. When it comes to shooting these videos, I need to be quick. I need to be fast, efficient. I try to do that, and sometimes I make mistakes. The Rode VideoMic, lots of noise, big mistake in terms of in a system where there's low noise and not a lot of ambient or environmental noise that masks that hum from the preamp. So I decided to put an inline preamp, the Saramonic Smart Rig. Problem with this is, if you're recording for an hour, 2 hours, the battery drains. This 9-volt battery drains, and the noise floor gradually gets louder and louder. So that's useless. So then I'm like, okay, well, that's all useless. Let's try the Rode VideoMic Go. And this, when it works, is really good. It's exceptional. It's great. Problem is, there's some firmware glitches. It was really frustrating because to turn some of the satellites on, I needed to USB-C into my laptop to to kickstart it, because it wouldn't just turn on its own, which is frustrating, and that would just kill me, and then it wouldn't sync. And then at the same time, I hate listening to my own voice, as funny as that might sound. So I got lazy with the editing because I was getting frustrated with this, and then I was using the Adobe Podcast AI, which isn't perfect, but I was sort of like, it's good enough, but people were commenting on it, and I'm rambling at the moment, but ultimately I'm not using this anymore because fuck it, it's just not for me. Okay, it works for some people, just not for me. What did I decide? So I'll show you what I decided, because what I decided was a system where I've got a good interface, good preamp that has good dynamic range, low noise. I'm using a condenser mic, shotgun, and I don't have to plug into power. And there's not a lot of noise, and it sounds good. You're hearing what you're hearing now. And I'll just show you this now. I'll put this on video. I want to thank Julian Krause, okay? Julian Krause has an incredible YouTube channel where he goes over audio interfaces. He went over the Audient Evo 4. And this is the Evo 8. It's slightly bigger. And this particular interface has incredibly good dynamic range. It has a low noise floor. It's very neutral, at least on the recording coming in. And I elected to use this because guess what? It's purely USB-C powered. See on my laptop? USB-C. That is the only connection to power this unit needs. I don't have to plug it directly into a wall socket, just like that, and I'm ready to go. So I love that. That's really good. And then with this, that goes into a Rode NTG 4, which is supercardioid directional, okay? It's pointing at me, it's out of the screen, it records something that's clean, that's truthful. Exceptional solution, that's about $600, those two things, but all I need to do is when I have to record is just plug it into my laptop, it's good. Now, in terms of post-processing, I think I'm pretty lucky with this. I'll show you exactly what's going on. Okay, so what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna turn everything off. Right, one moment. That's everything off. So now you're just listening to the raw sound straight out of the interface. Now I'll show you what I do, okay? First thing is deplosive. Wait a second. First thing here is deplosive. I turn that on, okay? Then I've got mouth to click. Beautiful. Then breath control. Lovely. Then what I like to do is I like to gain up before I do my denoising. So I gain up 6 decibels. I have my spectral denoise. Cool. That's lovely. Then I've got neutron, and neutron just has a little bit of equalization, a little bit of compression between the body of everything and the very top end sizzle. FabFilter Pro L2. Okay, this is just adding more gain into it because I can. And then iZotope Insight, because I like to have everything sitting by the end of this with all my cadences, my pauses, when I'm speaking a bit louder, when I'm speaking a little bit softer, roughly around -18 LUFS, long-term integrated. Okay, and that's a $600 system, the Evo 8, the NTG4 by Rode, and that's it. I just plug this USB-C in, I press record, and I'm done. I wanted to share this with you because fairly people have commented on it. I felt like disappointed in myself that I've been so lazy with the dialogue on this channel. And I think, I have to eat some humble pie. I'm not a recording engineer by any means. I master records, I mix records, I understand the technology. I really was engaged in recording in my early times as an assistant, as an intern. But now this is the solution. This is the quick, fast, easy solution for me, which works, which allows me to make these videos. So until next time, take care.